Well, today I'm going to be showing you how I create a lead sheet for our praise band at church from scratch. And my starting point is almost always the internet. And usually I like to navigate to some kind of official sheet music resource to help provide me with reliable information about keys and chord progressions. So a lot of times I start at a place like musicnotes.com. And musicnotes.com is a place for downloading digital sheet music primarily, but they also sell music books. So for the purposes of our demonstration today, we're going to look up a song by the David Crowder Band called Everything Glorious. And if we look down at the hits we return in digital sheet music, which we can preview these, which is why we were looking for digital sheet music, we can see we've got 2 hits, and under scoring, we've got a piano, vocal, guitar, and we also have a hit on a lead sheet. And since a lead sheet is what we're trying to create, let's go ahead and select that and take a look at what it's got to offer. Now, the thing I like about sheet music that's come from official sources is that you get a lot of information up front that just gives you knowledge to proceed in learning the song. So in this case, we've got all the chords that they're going to use in the song laid out at the top, and that's fairly standard practice. And we've even got chord diagrams provided with those letter names. Then we've also got useful information such as right here we've got capo 1. We've got a little bit of an explanation as to why would you capo 1. Well, it says optional. In order to match the recording, you need to place the capo at the 1st fret. So what that's telling us here is that if you were to place the capo on the 1st fret, you would still be playing C's, G's, and F's, but you would also need to know that technically what you're playing are C sharps, G sharps, F sharps, or if you prefer to think in flats, that would be like D flats, A flats, and G flats. So that's just useful information to know. That'll help you get started at the right place on the fretboard or at the keyboard. So as we peek down through, we can see the chord progression is real simple. Over the intro, we've got C, G, and F. Over the verse, same deal. We've got C, G, and F. Over the chorus, we've got C, G, and F. So that's kind of something you can just throw away in your brain real quick and say, okay, that's going to be pretty simple. That'll actually make my lead sheet a little more simple since the chord progression is the same a lot. And then if you file the bridge away in your brain, A minor, G over B, C, and a G. Now granted, that's not all the bridge, but that's some of the bridge. This lets you know what you're looking for when you go searching for something else on the internet as far as chord sheets go, because obviously we don't want to copy all of this and try to paste it, because I don't need all of this sheet music that we see here. All I need are lyrics and chords. So now that I've got some good information in my brain about what this song should sound like in terms of chord progression, I usually bounce back out to Uncle Google, and I'll just do a search for Everything Glorious David Crowder chords. And since I'd done a previous search, it comes up as one of the very first things to search for. But it's important to distinguish between chords and tab. Everybody should know that. Those are not the same things. A lot of times people will use those terms interchangeably, but they're not. Chords refers to one kind of thing. Tab refers to something else. So if we just go to our first hit here, we'll navigate to a very helpful website called ultimateguitar.com. And a couple of things that I like about it, and the reason that I say it's helpful is because there's an automatic transposition feature here at ultimateguitar.com. And they also have this nice feature where if you roll over a chord, the fretboard diagram will come up explaining to you how to play that particular chord. So what we've got here as we scroll down is basically a lead sheet. We've got exactly the information that we'll need to produce a lead sheet that would be useful and helpful in a praise band setting. So if I look down through here, I'm just looking for things that match the official lead sheet that we saw at musicnotes.com. And so I can already see off the bat, capo 1, we saw that on the other lead sheet. The chords over the intro and the verse and the chorus, they all appear to be C's, G's, and Fs, so that seems pretty reliable. The chords over the bridge, the first 4 chords were an A minor, a G over a B, a C, and a G, so that matches everything that we were able to see off of the other lead sheet from musicnotes.com. So this gives me a lot of confidence to proceed. This lets me know that this lead sheet right here is probably pretty reliable. I can probably trust the information that's here. So I'm just going to start by copying and pasting. Now you could always, if you wanted to, if you've got a good ear, you could always just copy lyrics and start filling in chords over the lyrics based on what your ear tells you. But in this case, I always find it a little simpler to just copy and paste. So I've got everything I want highlighted. I right click, I hit copy, and then now I'm going to go over into a word processing program. I don't have a big fancy lead sheet creation software. I just use Microsoft Word because it seems pretty simple and it allows me the kind of customization that I prefer. So once you're in Microsoft Word, I just do the shortcut for paste, which is Control V, and that will load whatever you've copied from the internet or anywhere else up into this document here in Microsoft Word. So right here, we've went ahead and copied things in, and you notice I've went ahead and copied, I've copied this in without changing any of the chords. So this would be a sheet that you could use right off the bat if you didn't want to use the capo. But if you really wanted to, if you wanted to make life a little faster, and this is what I would normally do, I would just go to the transposition feature here in Music Notes, or I'm not Music Notes, but ultimateguitar.com, and I would transpose up 1/2 step and go ahead and take care of a lot of the transposition just ahead of time. So this makes things a little faster, but because there's some features I want to show you in Microsoft Word, I didn't do that when I copied and pasted here. And also because sometimes you don't always get this lucky. Sometimes you don't have this kind of success finding lead sheets that are mostly this correct. So in the next installment of this video, we're going to come back to Microsoft Word, and I'm going to show you how I use this program to start cleaning what we've pasted in here. We'll show you how we clean it up and streamline it a little bit so it becomes real effective for your use in Praise Band. So we'll be back in just a second.